Whoops. Now we do this, we say go to that, we click that, and then we bring that back up, and then people are like, boom! Oh crap, then I did something wrong. I forgot to bring up Discord, actually. There we go. All right, let's head back into it.
Hey there.
What was I actually gonna do? I don't think I was actually gonna go any further in the endless paths for right now. Got pretty good advice not to do that. Did I ever get a thief? I did not. And good morning, Kablooey. City came from questioning one another. Lord of a barren land. Can't do that one yet. Can't do that one yet. Well, I guess we're gonna... Well, let's check out my stronghold. Do I have anything pending? Finished in 2 days, 17 hours. That's okay. We're actually gonna head out and, I guess, head to the big city. I mean, I don't think I necessarily need a thief right now, just because my priest mechanics are so freakishly high that, I mean, he's about as good as a thief would be. So... Anyways, I guess let's get to it. Let's go to the big city. Nice! Nice, man! That's very nice. Did you have yourself a good weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Nope, I figured it was still using those per rest abilities. Don't be using that stuff. I said, don't be using that stuff. Save.
Following your lead.
Wait, I thought I already did all this.
Hey.
Oops. Oops, 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 oops. Apes Meister!
How may I help?
She's always checking in.
Mm-hmm.
Was I hitting cancel or something, or did I just do that like 5 times? Okay, I think I must be stupid or something. Went to the Castle Muskogee in a relatively relaxing weekend. That's awesome. I love the Castle Muskogee, man. What'd you go there for? Haunted house stuff. Oh, man. Do you actually go to the, Wait, so do they already have their Halloween stuff set up? Like, they got, like, the haunted things in the evenings and stuff? Because if they do, that is freaking awesome. Oh, my God. Murdered that poor thing. Okay, okay, he's dead, he's dead. Jeez. They already got it set up? That's amazing. Oh, man, we went to that last year. So much fun. Last year I dressed up as an executioner of sort, and my wife, then girlfriend, was doing my makeup and like giving me like this scarred face and like really messed up stuff. Like I've never actually gone and done the actual physical makeup that makes you look like distorted and demented and stuff like that. But man, it turned out so freaking awesome. Anyways, ended up going there and like I felt kind of bad because like they were little kids and they were like scared of seeing me and stuff like that. They're like, eh. And some people thought I worked there, and oh man, it was just so much fun. There was one guy who was like, his kid was acting up, and he was like, hey, you better listen to me. You better do what I say. You better stop acting up or I'm going to take you home. He's like, meh, meh, meh. And he looks over at me, and he goes, look, you better start acting good or I'm going to give you to that guy with the big axe. And I got like this hood over my face, and I just kind of like looked over at the kid, and the kid's like, oh man, it's so freaking funny. Yeah, we can't really take the kids. Can't take the kids in something like that. It scare them too much. Oh, gross. What the heck is this stuff? Oh boy, a troll. It was so awesome. It made me want to do that like every year. Man! Okay, this is not a forest troll. This is a regular troll, and he has a ton more health. And he's also dazed. Yeah, we ended up actually going to the fair on a Saturday, and it was a lot of fun. It's the first time in a long time we've been there really, really early, which is the best time to be there. There's not that many people there. The weather's nice and cool. Everything's just getting started. Everybody's in a good mood. I don't know. It's just, it's way better to go to the fair early than it is later in the day whenever it's like a million degrees outside and there's a billion people there. Dang! Oh. I was gonna say, I'm doing awesome, but everything I've come up against has been, like, pretty freaking weak,
yeah?
So I'm not really impressed with myself. Probably gonna do a pretty long stream today. Don't really have too much to do today besides, volunteer work tonight. So we're gonna try to get in as much Pillars of Eternity as we can. He did. I mean, it's cool that I'm getting all these Hour-Up Spears and, like, medium shields, but they don't sell worth crap. Oh my god, I got their tongue.
Hey there.
Gross.
Sure.
I'll be right back. I have to go get something real quick. You know, sometimes I really hate this freaking chair. Gamer chair, my butt. Let's see. Oh, no, there's Hour-Up. There's Hour-Ups up here for some reason. And he's dead. He's dead, Jim. Take his spear and shield. Oh, hello. What is this? A fine hatchet. Why, that is a fine hatchet.
Yeah?
One of these days, I'm going to figure out what to do with all these mushrooms and plants that I'm picking up. 'Cause I'm picking up a bunch of them. might as well explore down here. Hello, what is this? Oh, actual villagers.
Hey there.
Oh boy. You see a crowd doubled over, sharing bouts of laughter as a mischievous-eyed woman relates a tale of her last adventure involving an unusually self-conscious troll. She has them exactly where she wants them, and she throws them out the punchline, sending anyone who wasn't already smiling into tears of laughter. She curtsies at the crowd with a flourish and a wicked grin, and makes her way to the bar, quickly followed by a legion of eager suitors, each trying to buy her affection with a drink. She turns each of them away, but none leave without a smile. She enjoys her drink, content, and starts to scribble down the beginnings of her next performance, laughing at her own jokes. Wow, what a great person. You see two figures, a human and an Almawa. Almawa. Once again, what? That word has 6 letters in it, and 5 of them are vowels. Standing in front of this man, the human just stands there fuming, while the Almawa is yelling, red-faced with fury. He is leaning forward, a stream of profane imagery flying from his mouth, his face rapidly turning purple. The man stands straight in the face of the onslaught, unmoving, a bemused smile on his face. He holds a rapier, nonchalantly, his put les fleurs, point down, but his hand is tightly gripping the handle, his knuckles white. The Almawa stops yelling, pausing only long enough to take a breath, intent on immediately starting again. The man holds up his left hand and begins to speak during the brief silence, trying to defuse the situation and cut off continued abuse. The Almawa makes a grunting noise and pokes the man on the breastbone to stop him from speaking, leaving the finger against his chest for emphasis. The man with the rapier tilts his head down, looking at the finger resting against his chest, then looks back at the Almawa without moving his head. The Almawa realizes too late that he just crossed the line. The man grabs his hand, squeezing and twisting it. There is a loud cracking noise and the Almawa cries out. The man raises his rapier and punches the Almawa, using the handle as added heft. There's a second crack and the Almawa collapses to the ground, unconscious, blood pouring from his nose. Let's see, second stranger looks up for his friend's dead body to see the tip of the rapier already pointing at him, a flat, unfriendly, and serious look on the face at the other end of it. He raises his hands to defeat and backs away, turning to run when he is far enough away to ensure he won't be caught. The man turns to leave, the smile slowly returning to his face. Okay, so that guy's awesome. What about this guy? So who are these people? Why can I only see into these people's past? It's kind of weird. You see the interior of a small dark shop. The shelves are covered with a variety of goods, some commonplace and others of a little more exotic variety. This man wanders the shelves of the shop, smiling and fondly touching the items. He maneuvers through the aisles, the only person in the shop. He stops in front of a large display showing the model of a large worm, a plaque in front of it detailing information about its natural habitat, food preferences, and mating rituals. He moves on, wandering from display to display, stomping at each one to take it in. He looks out the window at the front of the shop and sees the sun has broken the building line. People are wandering the market, stopping into shops and loitering at the stalls, looking for a bargain. Standing before the front door, the man turns back to the shop and smiles again. He then unlocks the door and pushes it open, letting in the sounds of the market. Aw, that's good.
Yeah.
That would be stealing if I took that from him. Bridge to Defiance Bay is out. If that's where you're headed, you'll need to find another route. What destroyed the bridge? Oh, jeez. A cipher? Yeah, I'm sure that was fun. A pair of looters attacked you. Ah! Well, she brought me crackers. Wow, Find the wreckage, huh? I can do that.
Hey there.
Hey, looters! He dead. Poor guys. Nothing good.
Hey there.
Uh-oh. Want me to lie for you? I don't know about that. Yep, I don't think these were actually good people.
Brave thou shalt not be.
Oh dang, we absolutely murdered them. They seemed a little too eager to fight. Holy crap. I murdered those people. Nice. I got a hermit's hat.
Yeah?
Oh, why don't we give it to somebody? Hermit's hat! Let's take a look here. +2 intellect.
Yeah?
Ah, I love oranges. Wait, no, I found what was hers. Weird.
Hey there. Yeah?
Yeah, I don't think that's actually stealing. I mean, I'm bringing it back to him. That doesn't make any sense. Florida has the most insane oranges. Do they really? Like insane, like delicious? Sorry, man. I gotta get some from there then. They're pretty good,
Yeah?
though. That was a super easy quest. Could you go find my cargo? You mean that one over there? Like 10 feet away? You just can't walk over there and get it? Lazy. Yeah, we actually just went there for our honeymoon back in June. Twice the size of a baseball? Holy crap, dude. Oh, I'm back in the entrance. That was easy.
It seems the Deerwood sees its share of floodwaters. We'll have to go around.
Around where? No, ma'am. You see a battlefield covered with bodies. There's death everywhere, the sound of metal on metal, ringing over the gore-stained ground. The cries of the wounded fill the air, occasionally masked by the death knell of another casualty. This man is running, but from what you cannot see, his breath comes in labored gas. His eyes are wide and terror-filled. Excuse me. As he runs, he wrestles with a blood-splattered tunic. He tears at the fabric as though it burns his skin, his desperation eliciting small mewling sounds from the back of his throat. His foot catches on an arm. Sticking out from a pile of bodies he is trying to maneuver around, and he spills forward, landing on a fallen soldier, looking into its dead eyes. The mewling increases in intensity as he scrabbles forward, trying to push himself off the body. His hand slips on blood-slicked armor, and he topples aside, landing on his back. He starts shaking his head, cheeks wet with terrified tears. He pushes himself to his knees, and he surveys the field, eyes wide, breathing so quickly he's almost hyperventilating. Stumbling back into motion, his hands return to the tunic, eyes swinging wildly about, surveying the carnage around him. His frantic fingers finally tear the tunic from his chest and he throws it to the ground, the sounds of battle still echoing in his ears as he flees. Jeez.
Yeah?
Yep, this got destroyed alright. That is for sure. Well, what happens if we go all the way to the left here? Oh, dang, dude, you got the vacation on a Disney resort? That's freaking awesome. Dang, dude. They were like, dang, I think you look sea out. Okay, doesn't look like I'm going anywhere that way. You married into a Disney family?
You must gather your party before
What?
venturing forth.
Okay, why didn't he go up there? Nothing there.
Hey there.
In-laws have a timeshare there? That's freaking awesome. Yeah, my uncle's got a condo on the west side of Florida. That's what we use for our honeymoon, but, nothing on Disney property, though. exactly does one go around? Do I have to go all the way around to Edelwon Bridge? That's ridiculous. Yep, that's where I gotta go. Okay, I guess let's head back to Kaednua. We go every 2 to 3 years. It's a point system? Interesting. Security reports that Leaden Key agents will attack the stronghold in 5 days? What? What? Infiltrated the stronghold and will attack the Great Hall soon. Finished in 17 hours. Manual resolve. I don't know what I'm doing. This could either be really bad or really good. It's really bad! Oh my god, it's terrible. Oh, that sucked. You guys turn around?
Let's end this.
Hey.
That's not good. Yep, he's about to get the crap kicked out of him. Okay, is there any way I can load? 10:13 a.m. Yeah, load that one. Okay, pause the game. Maybe don't stand right there. That's an idea.
Just like
Dang it, come on, Alof.
I have them.
Oh my god. There we go. Dang.
Gotta be more careful.
Oh, he did. Woo! We did it! Oh, everybody except for Aloth. You dum-dum. I didn't get to loot them. Lame. Let's see. Timeshare's points based, so rooms are so much points to not paying cash. They accumulate points over a year or two, so they cover the cost of the lodge. Not lodge, room. Lodge or room, that's still pretty cool. Ooh, a fine scepter. That is a fine scepter. Let's see if we can give him... Number 3. Mine's way better than that. Lame. Yeah, I'd rather give him the scepter.
Yeah?
So, finished in 17 hours. Wait, so I can purchase this too? Oh, no, I can't. Okay. Why does it even give me that
Hey
option
there.
then? That's freaking weird. Let's definitely rest, because that hurt.
You know, there are accounts of watchers in all of the regions I've visited. If the adventuring life doesn't work out for you, you could always read souls for coin. Give people advice. Tell them which family they're related to and whom they should duel for past offenses.
Yeah, good point, good point. Now let's turn all those off. I wish there was a
How may
faster
I
way to
help?
do that. That's kind of annoying.
Hey.
Following your lead.
Yeah?
So, maybe if we leave through the east here? Oh, there is an eastern exit. Okay, maybe if we leave through the east here, I can go down a different path or something. Yep, totally can. Wooden plains. I love the music in this game. Western Barbican construction complete. Oh, you upgrade the grounds further. Purchase. There's a lot of cool stuff you can buy for that thing. That's awesome. Where are we? Where am I? Go check it out, Aloth. Whoa. What the heck? Who are those people? I don't
Yeah.
even. How did they get their names there? That's crazy. Those look like gamers.
Hey there.
Oh crap! At least it's just one. It's just one. I think I can handle it. Plus, I'm a lot stronger than I was. So, who knows?
That's it.
Dang, that thing hits hard.
This isn't working.
Seems to be working. What are you talking about? Oof. There we go. There we go. Knock him down. Knock him down. Blah. And I got some wood. Yay. I like my little pet dragon. And another lurker. I know, right? Oh, you're just using a tiniest little dagger. Ah, mother. Ouch. Oh yeah, raise some skeletons.
That's it.
Wreck this fool. Oh my god, that is still a little damage.
I'll see you.
And he one-shots them. Nice. And gimme.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta be able to sell that for like a lot of gold or something to somebody. And a dead person. Interesting. Light armor. Some mead.
Hey there.
Nothing. But I will rob them. I have no respect for the dead. That I don't know. I don't know if this game has effects like that. I mean, I assume it would. I know, that makes sense. Seems dumb that they'd put so much into this game and then they'd be like, oh, we don't want to incorporate stuff like that. Just disengage. Wish you could see this fight. Dang, he started to make his way back towards the wizard. Blocked.
Don't let this go unavenged.
Fight on, my...
Don't let me.
Man, this one's taking a lot of kill. There we go. Sure, a lot of lurkers in this part of the forest.
Hey there.
And another lurker! Dang. That was one hit. His endurance went down by like 40.
Yes.
Eh. I do one of my fire spells to find out, but all of them are like super AoE and I'd end up killing myself.
That's it.
Dang, Eater's getting hurt. Gimme, gimme, gimme.
Hey there.
Ah, that's actually not a bad idea. I think I will try that. This is a pretty big map. Dang. A farmhouse.
Hey there.
Let's see if I can find any more.
Hey there.
Whoa, buddy. Primordial. I don't know what that means.
That's not very.
Holy crap, they're all taking, like, stupid amounts of endurance damage. Please stop taking endurance damage now.
Rest up, big guy.
I'll teach.
What the heck? How do I stop taking endurance damage?
Yeah.
That was freaking lame.
Sure.
Oh man, that sucked.
Hey there.
Wait, how the heck do I get on top of this thing? Okay, there's a path. Ouch. Mine's 50% healing. Hello. What is this? Mine now. Oh, nice. Scroll
Hey
protection.
there.
Yeah, I know, right? Robed enemies are the worst. Maybe that was like an area of effect spell that I just should have moved my guys out of. I don't know. I couldn't see anything. If it was not apparent. Nothing here. Forest troll, I don't think. I don't suppose it's possible to run away, is it? Because we should really do that. Holy crap. Keep running, boys. Keep running, keep running, keep running. Maybe we can beat them.
That's not very helpful.
I think there's just 2 trolls left. The trolls aren't that bad. Ouch. Okay, we already killed her. That's not too bad. I know, it just hit the ground and just started doing whatever it does. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Those force trolls are a lot weaker than I remember. But it took so long to kill that lady last time that I was like, oh man, she's gonna murder me. Let's camp. How about we do that? Yeah, I'm pretty good with damage reduction for everybody. Good lord, that was gonna be real ugly. I think that was a good thing that I actually ran away. 'Cause if I wouldn't please don't leave him. Please finish killing him before he kills Aloth! Oh, that was bad. These guys can't hurt anything. Man, that gun is awesome. So what does it mean slow mode active? Is there a regular mode? I'm gonna try to see if there's a regular mode. Let's go to options, game, difficulty, auto pause, combat auto slow, based on the number of active enemies. Yeah, you know what? I'm okay with that.
Hey there.
Basically, the more difficult the battle, the slower it'll go. I'm okay with that. I think that's pretty helpful. That's a nice little automatic feature they built in.
Hey there.
Nothing up here. Oh my god. Ah! God, they're lions. 3 of them. Uh-oh. Oh my god, they're freakishly strong. I think he's dead. Yep, he's dead. Oh my god. Eaterman, you gotta use your freaking last chance? Am I have to do this for you? It's your second win? Come on, dude. Oh, it's already over. Good lord. Freaking lions. Do they have a taunt skill in any of the classes? Man, I have been looking for it. I have been looking for it. I have not found one yet. Whoa! Hearth Harvest. Dang. Let's take that crap. Let's see. This does 12 to 17 slash 12 to 17 pierce. That's a enchantment 3 out of 12. This is enchantment 8 out of 12. Oh my god. So why don't we give this to Eater? And we'll just put that to the side. And we'll take this and give it to me. Because I think that's going to do more damage. Character looks goofy as heck. Mm-hmm. So what did this say?
Hey there.
Still a good portion of this map is unexplored. How you doing, Durance? Got a sprained wrist? That sucks, dude. Oh no. Okay, it's just one. It's just one. The line just goes. Yeah, there's just one. That's no problem. Yeah, annihilate him. Looks like they're pretty low health. They're just do a lot of damage. You know, like real lions.
Hey there. Yeah? Mm-hmm.
Yes, I will take that. Yep, I figured I couldn't actually talk to her. You see a group of robed figures sitting next to a fire. This woman, much younger and smaller, sits with them. They are discussing travel and making plans, deciding which road will get them to their destination fastest. A rustling noise catches the attention of several members of the group, and they stand, watching over the fire, straining against the darkness to see. An enormous shadowy figure makes its way into camp, and the darkness slowly parts against the firelight to reveal who it is. Many members of the group stand, readying weapons. Others quietly invoke their god, preparing spells for battle. The girl looks around, confused, when the man sitting next to her stands, holding out his arms. He chastises the others in the group for not showing the proper hospitality to a stranger. The man walks toward the ogre, hand extended, speaking words of welcome in its own tongue. The ogre stares at the man for a brief moment, then with a swiftness seemingly unnatural for a being of its size, it swings the club it had been dragging behind itself. It connects with the man's head, causing a wet, crunching sound. Oh my god. The woman to the girl's right screams and rushes to the man's side, covering half the distance before the man has even fallen to the ground. From the darkness all around the ground, terrifying and blood-curdling shouts answer the screams of those in the camp as more figures approach through the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
That is horrifying. I guess there's no way in there. Oh, I can't look at it though.
Hey there.
Oh, yay. You see a sparrow's nest. Nothing here. There's nothing here. Hello?
Hush, Ituma.
Yeah?
We'll just wait a little longer.
Who are you?
Easy, Itumak. It's not him. Short version? I'm looking for a very, very old friend. I'm not sure what skin he's wearing now, but I'll know him when I see him.
Skin?
That's what I heard. Of course, the man who told me so was carrying a staff he claimed was made from dragon bone, but I know whitewood when I see it. That should have been my first clue, but I had to try something.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a friend.
The long version. Here we go. I'm from an island to the far south called Nasitak. I came here looking for a village elder, a man we knew as Persok. I'm a hunter back home, so tracking someone wouldn't normally be a problem. But Persok's trail is cold, to say the least.
Oh.
That about sums it up. So I keep reminding myself. Still, it would be nice if important duties came with clearer instructions. Cute, isn't it? It belonged to
Oh my
Percy.
god.
Before he returned to the wheel, he left a splinter of his soul in it. Something to help us find him later. When I left Nasitok, it was completely dark inside. But as I've gotten closer to Persok, it's glowed steadily brighter. Since I've reached the Deerwood, however, it's gotten hard to read. Some days it flickers and goes dark. Others it shines nice and bright. For a few hours. But most of the time, it looks just like this. I can tell you what I won't do again. Rely on miracle peddlers. It was some so-called watcher who sent me to
Oops.
this crossroads in the middle of
Just
nowhere.
gonna tell her
in
I
the
was a
first
watcher.
place. I was on my way out of the Balmarsh when I heard talk of a traveling mystic who could supposedly see souls. I knew it was a long shot, but what did I have to lose? I went to see this fellow and gave him the Audra figurine. He made a big show of moaning and rolling his eyes, and after I'd given him 5 golden dukes to lift the shroud, he told me to seek the crossroads in the field between the wolf's lair and the twining trees.
Oh.
He thought he was being vague, but I know the area well enough to recognize that he meant this place, right between Defiance Bay and Twin Elms. I had a bad taste in my mouth, but my coin was spent and I'd already left an arrow in his knapsack as a friendly warning. Told him I'd come back and leave him with another if it turned out he was giving me the runaround. I've been here a week now. Guess he had the last laugh after all. Why? You expect me to believe that? After the story I just told you? Fine. But if you try to run, just remember that my arrows are faster.
Standing on a cliff overlooking the water, seeing through the eyes that aren't your own. You catch the musk of a beast amidst the fresh scent of vegetation and your heart beats a little faster. You'll have to watch your step up here. You look down just long enough to see the sharp, pale cliffs drop into the water hundreds of feet below you.
What are you talking about? What just happened?
No, perception's too low. Yeah, I know it is.
You realize I've got no coin to give you, even if I did believe you. And if this is your idea of a joke, you may be stuck with me for a while. Lead the way.
Nice! Full party! Woohoo!
Mm-hmm.
Save the game! First time with the full party!
I'm here. Even if you are putting one over on me, it's nice to have a hunting party again. 5 years for me. Must be 30-something for Ichimak. It's been a long hunt. A long time away from my family. Before, I'd crossed the tundra of Nasitok following caribou herds. I didn't want to leave Kalu and our children, but I was eager to visit lands my people rarely do. But 5 years without finding him. It's like 2 hours of necking. I'm ready to be done with it. Soul recovery is an old village tradition. We call it the Tarnek Elitsak. Once in a generation, we seek the soul of a much respected and long dead village elder. We tell him what's changed in the village, how people remember him. The only other Tarnek Elitsak during my lifetime happened when I was a girl, not long after Persok died. We feasted on blubber and fermented milk for a week, and we honored the chosen huntress as a hero. Then she left, and we returned to our duties. We still sang her name to the skies during festival season, but we otherwise didn't speak of her. It's It's not being forgotten by my village that troubles me. But sometimes I wonder how my husband and children remember me, if they think of me often. Still, there's no point in dwelling on it. More often I find myself wondering whether Persoc will remember us. You claim to see souls. What do you think? Do you
Yeah, this
remember
game's
your
awesome.
past lives? Makes me wonder what Persoc remembers about our village. Or if a turn at the wheel has yanked the details out of his mind like it does for most of us. Masuk is probably much the same as it was 100 years ago. We live between tundra and frozen forests, and the land takes as much as it gives. But our hardships bring us together. And the elders truly unite us. They keep the stories of past generations, and they guide us from season to season, through good years and lean. That's what I'm supposed to remind him.
Oh my god. That's a lot of talking options. Oh, so she's a dwarf. I didn't know what she was. He wags his bushy tail. Oh, brushy tail. Oops. Oh my god. The elder came back as a polar bear?
Hey there.
Cool. Let's save again, because that was a lot of talking. Let's take a look at her inventory. Nice! She already has a very nice bow. Good. Okay, I'm okay with that. Now, let's,
Ready, Watcher.
This behavior. Aggressive. No, don't do that. Save all of that. And, yeah. Let's give you Durance's staff back. And we're actually going to change... Class behavior support. Yeah. I just don't like him being way back there, just because he does so much damage in melee, so, I mean, I feel like it's kind of a waste for him to be all the way back in the back, even though he doesn't die as often, which is great. Cool. It's cool to have a full party now. Okay. I just wanted to see the map, to be honest. Pretty sure I eliminated all the enemies here. Yep. So, what I'm going to start doing is like clicking and then fast forwarding. Oh my god, that's it for fast mode? That's it? What? That's so slow. That's like not much difference at all. Okay, actually it's pretty good difference. Let's head to the 801 bridge. Check out the stronghold. Bailey's still got a while to finish.
Hey there.
Oh man, more souls to see. You see a ship being tossed about in a storm-ravaged sea. The swells rise and fall, carrying the ship with them as if it were a toy. This man stands on deck at the helm of the ship while water whips around him. The crew moves about frantically, trying to keep the chaos under control. He barks orders at them, pointing where to go and giving each one a task. The men, while still visibly distressed, seem to calm down when they are given their orders. He instructs the helmsman to resume his duties at the wheel and rushes to the aid of a crewman who is struggling with the rope attached to one of the sails. The ship crests a wave, going almost vertical in one direction, then immediately again in the other direction. Several of the crew are thrown from their feet, sliding across the deck as the ship is rocked, is what I think they meant to say. After the swell passes and the ship returns to a relatively normal orientation, the man quickly scans the deck, counting silently. No one has been lost this time, thankfully. He looks in the direction they're headed, seeing no reprieve from the storm in sight. His jaw squared and his upper lip stiffened. He returns to the helm and takes the wheel again. You see a lavishly decorated room, walls hung with tapestries. Man, who wrote all of these stories? Ornate oil lamps creating a warm, relaxing atmosphere. There are several other overstuffed couches covered with silk pillows and an elegant table in the middle of the floor. This woman is seated at the table, sitting across from another woman. They are both well dressed, their style befitting the room they're in. The other woman's hair is blonde, in stark contrast to this woman's black, and is swept up on her head in a dramatic style. The women speak in an easy, free tone, obviously familiar with one another. Though they each seem to be comfortable in the other's company, a strange nervousness surrounds the blonde woman's actions. She occasionally betrays herself with a little giggle or stammer, hitching over an easy word as she speaks. Her demeanor swings from friendly to shy and back again with no warning. This woman leans back a little in her chair, stretching lightly. As she finishes her stretch, she gently lays her hand next to the other woman's hand, letting their fingers subtly intertwine. I know where this is going. Second woman stops speaking mid-sentence, inhales sharply, and turns red. She does not, however, move her hand. This woman smiles and moves her hand further over the other. Holding it, she then stands, moving around the table towards the blonde woman, whose face shows conflicting emotions of terror and lust. She giggles and pulls her hand out from under the other and brings it to her mouth, the red of her face deepening. This woman stops, looking down at her, eyes sparkling. She reaches out and pulls something from the blonde's hair, letting it fall around her shoulders. Then she leans over, brushing her lips slightly over the blonde woman's cheek, resting her mouth against her ear. As she whispers, her hand moves lightly down the other woman's body to her waist. The blonde shudders and leans into the hand, eyes closing, cheek pressing against the lips, still whispering in her ear. This woman hands deftly removes a small bag from the other woman's belt and secrets it under her own cloak at the small of her back. She's a thief. Then she gently kisses the other woman's cheek and stands again to smile, never leaving her mouth.
Sure.
Darn.
Hey there.
How may I help?
I'm here.
Hey there.
Oh, these are just commoners. You see a flurry of matted white hair and an incandescent freeze fire staff. Yeah, I know. What a bunch of freaks. Before you see the man, cold and wild, he chews a wizened apple slowly, discharging spell after spell into the jumble of villagers screeching their way towards him. Cold flame vents from his nose and apple seeds shoot out the side of his mouth as he saunters forward, ignoring arrows and curses alike. A deliberate twist of his staff and a bullet of force glides through the torso of one assailant and another. A roar blisters his throat as he launches himself into their midst, tearing into their essence with his staff. A pleading hand reaches toward him and quickly falls, ignored. Silence takes hold as the tattered man gathers his prize, a basket of fresh pears. He hums as he eats.
Yeah?
Jeez. Commoner.
Yeah? Yeah?
Welcome.
I made it to Defiance Bay, the first big city. First fires.
Mm-hmm.
Can I go this way? What's up here? Some fruit. And some vegetables. Nice. Toadsworth. Let's head to Copper Lane.
Defiance Bay, the city at the heart of the Deerwood
Oh, Act 1
Revolution,
complete.
now seems on the brink of another.
Nice.
Refugees line the streets, homeless and hungry, displaced by White One's legacy, hoping for relief within the city walls, and finding none. Dissidents congregate to protest and to heckle, calling for an end to animancy and the ouster of their duke. The city's militiamen cast fearful looks as they patrol the streets, their hands trembling at the hilts of their weapons. The capital of a country that had not long ago incinerated a god now appears to be a spark away from sharing the deity's fate.
Well, it was debatable whether or not it was a god. Meow.
The City of Defiance. Crown jewel of the Deerwood. If you ask the locals, anyway.
Hey there.
Yeah, well, the guy claimed he was a god. And he gathered a whole army to him.
Sure.
So whether he was or not, that is yet to be seen. So this guy is inciting an angry mob. Ooh, down with animancy. That's very close to what I do. Let's see what he says. New in town, eh? You've picked an interesting time to visit Defiance Bay. All these refugees fleeing the frontier and finding their legacies no better here. It's the Adamancers. Morgoth, scorch 'em! And they nest in this city like rats. You mark my words, though, us dozens are gonna put a stop to it. What do you know about animancy? Went to free Defiance Bay from the dangerous influence of animancers and the tyranny of the aristocrats who support them. We also consider ourselves a militia of sorts. We also have a potluck on Friday nights if you want to show up. Mrs. Anderson's bringing the fruit pie. Seen as the Crucible Knights are a little more than a flock of preemie nobles in training these days. Just like a militia of the dozens, except for the training and the discipline and code of honor. Our war's looking to expand. The more people see things our way, the better for the state of the country. You have any interest in hearing more, stop by Admet's Den sometime. The expedition, a lot of free thinkers in there. Can set straight all the nonsense the nobles and the animancers want you to believe. Might even be some paid work there for motivated types. Flaccid scepter. City's divided into 5 districts: Copper Lane, First Fires, Undra's Gift, Brackenberry, and Heritage Hall. Tell me about Copper Lane. This here is Copper Lane. It's primarily a market district, but you've also got the Expedition Hall directly north of here, where you can join treks into the wilds. That's also where my fellow dozens, martyrs, and I tend to meet up with other concerned citizens. And that's the Hall of Revealed Mysteries. Eerie place, you ask me, but they've got the biggest library in the Nearwood. Eerie indeed. Tell me about Brackenberry. Hall of Revealed Mysteries, that's what he called it. Tell me about First Fires. Hence the name. These days it's overrun with politicians and panderers, but we'll take it back someday. That's where you'll find the Ducal Palace, the Valiant Embassy, and the Crucible Keep. So how about Flaccid? Boop. No. Boop. No. Scepter. Hey, I took it! Scepter! But now they're just strutting peacocks with their eyes on fancy titles and their heads up their arses. There's an old Temple of Vortica there, too. We keep it real nice for her. Seedy district populated by sailors, common folk, and more than a few thugs. But it's a fun place, too, if you know where to look. Look for a place called the Salty Mast when you're there. Ugh. Other than that, it's mostly warehouses and abandoned homes. No, thanks. Used to be one of the more prestigious districts in the city. Heroes of the Revolution claimed plots up there, next to an ancient Inkwithan tower in the city cemetery. Had the best views in Defiance Bay. Attracts richer types these days. A lot of animancy patrons. You wouldn't have heard, but something happened over there a couple months ago. The authorities sealed it off, and they're keeping their mouths shut. But mark my words, animancy's to blame. Farewell,
Hey.
Rowan. May we never cross paths again. I know. I am not going there.
Yeah?
Oh boy, the salty mast. Sign me up.
Sure.
Cat.
Sure.
Thank you, little icon. I would not have known that. Oh, that's as far as we can go on this side. Okay. What's this place? The Goose and Fox.
Yeah?
Did I say
Sure.
actress? Actress. Oh boy, more people with stories. You see a fire burning slowly on the side of a winding road, unmanned. There seems to be no fuel, no wood or oil for it to consume, no hay or twigs. Despite this, it roars, crackles, wails in the wind. It takes you a moment, but you begin to notice a figure in the flames. Its shaking hand cradles a young face, molten red tears marring skin the color of the coal. The boy cowers, flame coating him as he holds his knees to his chest. In the distance, a man approaches, faceless. He extends a hand to the frightened child, who considers it warily before taking it. The flames die down, leaving his limbs and settling on his head like obedient pets. All tears dried, they walk together, fire and death, hand in hand. You see a wizard playing illusions in a town square, fingers plucking color and sound from the air and weaving scenes of beauty and fright. A crowd of onlookers gasps and cheers, enthralled with the display, all but one boy, standing off to the side, mouth agape. Green eyes are pale with wonder, vision after vision playing out before him, and something inside the boy clicks. Oh no, oh man. Ooh, a penny. Whoa! This penny's been in so many places! Disappearing into the crowd, pushing and shoving desperately. The mage finishes the show soon after, a giant silver dragon descending through the crowd and 1,000 stars exploding into nothingness. Collecting coins, he walks around the clapping crowd, bowing and nodding each as he passes, until a small sack is dropped into his hands. The boy stands for a moment before him, small and still, and begs the wizard to apprentice him. He glances at the hefty bag, weighing it, and the boy, carefully. Finally, he nods and flicks gently at the bag, which disappears. The boy grins. "How'd you do that?" he asks, but the illusionist merely winks. You see a hand curled and bruised, staked to the floor with a big metal spike. Blood covers the floor and drips from the furnishings and walls. This man looks up from the body. He is crouched over to survey the carnage he caused to the family in whose house he now skulks. 4 bodies total, a woman, 2 young men, and a girl, lie blindfolded on the ground. Their legs are bound and both hands are attached to the floor with spikes. He has lifted the woman's blindfold and is currently doing something to her eyes. He pulls back a small blade and covers the eyes again, gently patting the blindfold. He stands and looks around, seemingly satisfied with his handiwork. Handiwork. Yeah, I know, right? Suddenly his breath quickens, hearing someone approach the door to the room. He bounces in place, excitement almost overwhelming him, and then rushes to the back of the room, concealing himself in the shadows. From his vantage, he sees the bodies are perfectly arranged, each one facing a door, welcoming the man of the house back, arms outstretched, as if in embrace. Doors opens as he slowly pulls another spike from his belt, the tip of his tongue playing across his teeth in anticipation. Wow, that guy is super evil. Welcome to the Goose and Fox. You see a half-consumed ale slush its way across the distance to his mouth, spilling across the stains of food long past. Glazed eyes glance at the brawl across the room, gaining fervor as the fight extends through the room. "Another ale," he murmurs to the bartender, downing his drink and turning towards the wall. He pulls a picture from his pocket, a painting of a young child, all brown hair and green eyes, and holds it above a candle. It does not burn. Ales later, he begins to sing, the bar a mess of broken chairs and wounded pride, and they all listen for a moment before continuing their drinks, sveff, and conversations. His ache is felt through the room. His sad story reminds him of their sad stories. When he finishes singing, a silence hangs in the air, palpable among the smoke and the sweat and the yeasty smell of beer-infused exhalation. He is the first to break the silence, ordering a round of ale for the room. The general dim of conversation sparks and resumes, but the mirth now is tempered with far-off memories and thoughts.
How do you do?
How'd you go from religions to taverns? That's a sad story. This place got even more popular with the volume sellers and the salty mass. Oh, and that was a problem. Let's sell some stuff. Pheromone's Curse? Oh, I think I read that. So much to friggin' sell. Let's see. Hey, weapons are probably all crap. Let's just rest in the common room.
Hey there.
Oh man, okay. I can't talk to anybody. You see an impressive gathering of wild Orlans in ceremonial dress, shaded by a corpse of ancient oaks. Underneath the largest oak stand, two young Orlans, hands clasped. Eyes clear as they promise to care for and love one another in the joining of their clans. An older Orlan steps towards them to speak, beard seeming to sprout from directly underneath his eyes, and declares their union complete. The jubilant Orlan clans carry the newly wedded couple away to their tent with snorts of laughter and crude jokes, leaving the older Orlan to sit alone beneath the age-old oak. He sighs, observing the scene in the distance. He whispers a quiet benediction, glad for their gladness, and melts into the trees without another word. He has seen enough happiness for one day. People are overrated. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. This is not a good time. Ooh, intellect 10. Alright, give the ring to her ex-fiance. Don't hurt him. Don't hurt person. Alright, I think I got it. That would be stealing. Let's see, let's go ahead and... move all this stuff in here. Oh, I forgot to sell all Akana stuff. Crap. I can't read this much.
Good day,
Go
you.
sweating or something. That hurt person? Alright. Does the game track stealing? I believe it does, actually. I believe it hurts your reputation. I don't know if that's just if you get caught or what. I'm not sure. You see a mud-soaked clearing, rain falling to the ground in large drops. This man is lying on his back in the muck, his hands holding open the maw of an enormous Stelgyre that stands over him, its front paws on his chest. The heavy rain falls over them, playing counterpoint to the grunts made by the opponents. Dead Stelgyre litter the ground around them, and the man's body shows signs of a difficult battle. His clothing is torn, hanging in scraps in some places. Bites and scratches cover his arms and legs. A huge gash cuts across his forehead, blood and water mixing as they run down his face and drip into the mud. It takes all the man's effort to keep the beast's jaw from clamping down. That's true, I didn't think about that. Man looks around wildly until his gaze finally lands on a large axe lying barely within arm's reach behind his head, the rain slowly covering it with grime and muddy water. He looks at the Stelgyre and then back at his axe, grim determination on his face. His arms are shaking, and it seems he will not be able to hold the beast back for much longer. He takes a deep breath and wraps his right hand around the Stelgyre's bottom jaw, then lets go with his left hand, freeing the top of its head. The Stelgyre's mouth snaps shut on his right hand as he left shoots out above his head and grabs the handle of his axe. The Stelgyre grinds his teeth and pulls back, trying to free itself from his grip, blood dripping from its mouth onto his face. With a grunt that quickly becomes a bellow of pain, the man pulls his right hand down, bringing the beast's head closer to him, swinging the axe around as he does. The blade of the weapon pierces the Stelgyre's neck, and it yelps, its mouth popping open as it tries to step backward off of the man. Before his mangled hand can lose its grip, the man pulls and twists as hard as he can, trying to get the beast on the ground, using the Stelgyre's resistance to pull himself onto a sitting position. This guy's tough. He brings the axe down on its neck again, and one final time as its head and its hand simultaneously come free. The head flies from his grip as he thrusts his hand behind his back to brace himself as he falls. As his hand hits the ground and his full weight lands on it, a second bellow of pain erupts from his mouth. Breathing heavily, he brings his now mangled hand up to assess the damage. The little finger is gone, lost somewhere in the mud. The two fingers next to it are twisted, broken, and torn, barely attached to his hand by small bits of flesh. He sighs, grabbing both dangling fingers with his left hand. He grits his teeth and pulls. Ow! Dang. Oh, I guess those are private rooms or something? I really feel like I should put my weapons up whenever I'm walking through an establishment like this. I feel weird walking around with a shield and an axe.
Hey there.
The dozens. Pretty sure you won't find one among them who stood within 100 miles of that bridge when the Godhammer went off. Too bad, too. Then there'd be less of them.
Anything kills a living god, guess you gotta name it. Maybe it is.
Sure.
Floor of the living lands, you need this history of ever. Trees only come half dozen travel journeys held together with twine.
How do you do?
Oh my god, I can actually talk to you. Sorry, I'm not used to this. I guess nothing. Huh.
Hey there.
Interesting. I don't really have too much to say.
Sure.
Oh, great. See a man standing on a dock. Sailors, soldiers, and prostitutes swarm around him, but he's watching the ship disappearing over the horizon. He should be glad his men didn't take his life along with the ship, but failure is almost as bad as a death for a Valian. And the gods only know he hadn't fared any better in his family's mercantile business. It's almost a relief to see that last herald of his failure sail into the distance, sparing him the need to go back to his father and admit defeat once again. Besides, with sharp wits and an eye for opportunity, there's always a chance for a comeback. He pulls a flask from his hip and takes a long drink. There will be time for that later. He adjusts the flap of his eye patch and finds the tower of the brothel. He plots a new course for the evening, a grin on his face. You see a group of people standing on a clear patch of earth, surrounded by several motionless bodies. On the ground in the middle of the group is a small figure, curled up to protect... Are all these going to have something to do with each other, or what is going on here? Kicking feet of the people standing around it, this woman is there apart from the group, holding an enormous sword. She leans on it, using it almost like a crutch, hunched over and breathing heavily. She stares at the people and grunts, pulling herself upright and lifting the sword from the ground. She draws in a large breath, leans into a run, and quickly closes the distance between herself and the group. A blood-chilling howl suddenly explodes from her. The mob freezes mid-kick and stares at the terrifying bull of a woman now charging from her. Or now charging it. She jumps at the last second, bending slightly, turning herself into a projectile, flying into the middle of the people, assaulting the figure on the ground. Everyone topples as she flies into them. She hits the ground beyond them, rolling, leaping back up, and turns to face them. She plants both of her feet and lifts her sword, surveying the field. Suddenly, she spins on her heel, swinging her sword with savage grace, cutting down the nearest of the assailants. Letting herself get pulled into the momentum of the spin, she brings her sword around, blade sideways into the head of a would-be opponent. Bottom of the hilt shatters his temple, and he crumples to the ground at her feet. She looks up, rage-filled eyes daring the remaining two men to approach. After a quick sideways glance at each other, they turn heel and run. One briefly looks back over his shoulder, ensuring she isn't following him. She slowly lets out the brush she had been holding, walks over to help the figure still huddled on the ground. You ever have those moments of work where you want to smack someone because you told them what to do, but they decided to do it their own way and fuck shit up? Every damn day.
Hey there.
Yeah, I'm not aware of them if there are. Okay, now the books I don't actually read because that is too much reading. Oh my god. You see a grin slide, grins like across the face of a man and onto the face of a woman younger still than he. Smooths closer in the tallow-light shirt, slow, tasting anticipation on his tongue, the desire in hers. The candle gutters, sending yellow-brown light sneaking across his multifaceted eyes. She sits back now, all too aware of his luminescent horns and dust-stamped blue skin. His otherness leaves her breathless, but from fascination or horror, you cannot tell. He reaches across a hand, trailing the line of her jaw, sibilant whispers snaking through the air, tempting, cajoling. Something in her breaks. And his grin slides back as he extends his tongue to lick the curve of her throat, pausing a hair's breadth from her flesh. The thing we spoke of, your husband, I shouldn't, he'd be ruined, a faint protest. The man wags his forefinger at her, testing playfully, tracing a line with a finger down the length of her torso, causing her to writhe. He stops it just short, she gasped. No fair, that's cheating, she pouts childlike. Not if we make the rules, the man winks and he resumes his stroke. Ooh. Oh my. You see at least this one's short. You see a firm hand scribing notes from an ancient, surprisingly sturdy-looking tome. Script precise, pictures small but clear. The monk runs his fingers across the paper lightly, page after page, searching for something. The script is ancient, almost illegible, but he perseveres, scrawling stacks and sheets of notes, transcribing the book into something more comprehensible. Suddenly he starts scribbling hastily, eyes wild, pen a blur across a newly ink-splattered page. With a start, he pushes out from the desk and closes the tome, sending waves of dust to coast about the room, and grins widely. Hurries to the exit, notes piled under his arm, and a new adventure on his mind. Okay, this looks like the last one in this end. Okay, you see a man praying soundlessly on the ground, lips moving to some ancient and unknowable hymn. Lying in his hands, his sword sputters into blinding white light, banishing the darkness around him instantly to lurking corners and shells. He opens his eyes slowly, continuing his silent prayer as he adjusts to the new light, his face tight with concentration. He stands and begins to move deliberately towards an enormous iron door, strange symbols inscribed upon its rusted surface. His prayers get louder, gain substance as he gets closer. Blue eyes burn with fervor as the glowing tip of the sword touches the center of the door and slides through. White light spreads across its surface, symbols flaring into life as the paladin chants. A gentle tone sounds, ringing through the ancient structure, and the door begins to open. The symbols have disappeared along with the rust, and the paladin steps through into places unknown, bearing a light he is only now beginning to understand.
Hey there.
Oh my god, let's get out of here. We need to not use Dropbox. Uses Dropbox. Very next day, uses Dropbox. Oh, 22 more hours until it's finished. Alright, let's head out of here, go find that lady's fiance and kick his butt. No, wait. Do not hurt him. Don't hurt him. I can do that, I think. See a man crosses his arms and sticks his chin out. Moonlight and torchlight color his face. Bullshit! The elf standing in front of him wears a panicked expression. Are you mad? I've seen it. Aha! The first man cries, raising a triumphant finger. You just said you'd only heard it. The elf blinks. What in the name of Galloween's beast does that have to do with anything? You said you'd only heard it. Now you're telling me it's a monster the size of 2 Amara with a blood-dyed fur. And now I'm saying you're a liar, Doran. Gods, Viserys, who cares what it looks like? It's a rabid wolf. You saw what it did to the sheep. You want to stay out here all night to see the thing yourself? Have it your way. I'm getting out of here. Fine. All right. Good. The elf storms off, casting one last glance over his shoulder as he disappears down a hill. Man sets off in the other direction, a sword in one hand, a torch in the other. Within minutes, he comes to a broken paddock where a dozen sheep lie dead, their throats torn and their innards scattered across the ground. It's not the work of a normal predator. Something crunches through the dry grass. Viserys spins but sees nothing. He raises his torch higher. This time, a rustling sounds from behind him, near the paddock. He turns again to see a wolf. It's not nearly as large as Doran had sworn, and while its fur is matted with red around its throat and paws, the rest of the elf's description has proven to be a rather lurid exaggeration. Typical. Viserys takes some small satisfaction in this, even while the wolf lunges for him, its jaws foaming and eyes rolling. Phone call. Apologies. I guess it is getting kind of late. Maybe I should have just ended the stream. Alright, we'll go ahead and save here and quit for today. But thank you guys for the support. I appreciate you. You guys have a great rest of your day.